and I'm a physical therapist with the Detroit Medical Center. I'm also a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a certified pitching instructor through the National Pitching Association. I work with the DMC as a specialist in throwing injuries and throwing conditioning and injury prevention. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I see with a lot of my clients and what can go wrong with their throwing mechanics. With throwing, whether it be softball, baseball, we have to get to a certain position where we're balanced and stable. And that position is when your lead foot hits the ground and strive for contact. So once we throw, we want to land in a position where we're really balanced and stable with our body. A lot can go wrong in this position for many throwers. Whenever I see a thrower, I try to assess their mechanics, their ability to throw. I have to use video to find out where they're at in this position to be able to throw. Our eyes cannot pick up on that. As much as we like to think we can see where they're at when they're coming through the ball, we cannot. We can only see 32 frames per second. What we can see is where they start and where they finish. And it can sometimes give you a good idea of what's happening in the middle. But here at the Detroit Medical Center, we have an array of examinations, screening, evaluation tools that we can utilize to find out how well your body is prepared to get to that position or get to the right position when you're throwing. Once you land in that spot, if you're not in the right position, you can put a lot of undue stress on the structures of your arm that are actually being thrown, like your elbow and your shoulder. My job as a physical therapist is to find out what is going wrong with the body that has caused the damage to the structures. My job as a strength and conditioning specialist is to improve the body's strength and conditioning to get you there on a consistent basis so you don't hurt yourself and you can throw faster, stronger, and farther. Many times when someone lands in this position, and we looked at it on video, we find that their body's off to the side. This can be due to a lot of different things. There's a lot that impacts this position, whether it be the strength in your front leg, the mobility in your front ankle, the mobility of your hip, weakness of your core, back pain, knee pain, how well you use your back leg, okay, where your eyes are, if you have a neck problem, they can all change where you land right here. And if you're not landing in a balanced, stable position right here with your elbow about shoulder height, your arm about 90 degrees, and your body upright, if you're off the side, that adds a lot more torque on the smaller structure of your body that we rely on so much to throw. Okay? Most younger kids, they land at a certain age between 10 and 16. They don't have core control. So when they land, a lot of times they're off the side like this, pulling their body off the side, putting a lot more valuable stress on their elbow, torque on their shoulder, torque on their wrist, causing lots of pain and problems in here. A lot of the time it's because they don't have the strength in this position. Okay? If you're an older athlete or a softball player, a lot of times we lose the mobility in the middle of your body. So when you go to get in this position, you're kind of stuck back here, or you're stuck here and you're just using your shoulder to do all the motion. So it depends if you don't have a lot of control, like a younger child, or if you have no mobility in the middle of your body, like an older athlete, you're going to put a lot more stress on your arm. Okay? There's a certain way you can, a certain tool you can use, there's many different tools you can use to assess it. The simplest way to do it with your athletes is just to go down to what we call half heel. It simulates that throwing position. Have your thrower get in this position and just have them on a straight line try to put their front foot directly in front of their back leg and just have them assess their balance, number one. If they're all over the place here, it's a good indication they lack a lot of core control, or they might have a lot of stiffness in their hips or body. They can't get to the right position to stay balanced. So that's going to affect their arm when they're throwing on the spot. So you want to make sure you're on a straight line. And once you're in this position, if they are nice and controlled, have them move a little bit. Okay? Are they able to keep their heel on the ground? Is there good bending through their ankle? Do they have knee pain? When they move, are they changing their back position? Are they swaying forward and backwards when they start to move? You shouldn't see any extra movement. You should see everything staying straight, their hip, knee, and foot in one line going forward. Put their arms in the throwing position. Okay? And make sure that when they move forward, does their arm change? Can they control that? Alright? They're not swaying up here. Very important positions to be in. Okay? And check their head position. The head should be straight. Okay? From the side view, Again, you want to assess their ankle, motion their heel down, check their pelvis. Can they move their pelvis in this position, number one? And can they find somewhere in the middle and keep it there as they lunge forward and backwards? When they do this, if they go forward, does their pelvis pull down? That's going to indicate that they're very stiff in the back, or they're weak in their butt. They can't control their pelvis to push off of that leg. All right? So you can look at a lot of things. They're swaying back and forth as they come forward. They lean back. That could be an indicator of poor control and problems in the lower back, and again, tightness in the back of the hip. So it's a great little assessment tool and a training tool to use with your throwers to help them get a good feel of where they should be at when they land and they throw. This is just a brief example of what we offer here at the Detroit Medical Center, our Sports Performance Academy, and our sports medicine departments. I've included with this video some information regarding an upcoming seminar that I'm doing. You can feel free to attend. And there's also links to other contact information we have for our various training programs. Feel free to contact us with any questions you might have.